My name is Tess. I currently work for an international NGO. My current role is a regional senior business advisor. So ideally, I just do a lot of work around providing assurance services and leading teams when we do advisory work. I'm privileged to have attended one of the programs that Peak Performance does, and that was around 16 years ago when I was just in primary school. I was just transitioning from a day school that was in Nairobi, and I was now moving into a boarding school which was in Kikuyu. This was against my father's wish because he said, you could continue to stay in Nairobi and get into a good provincial school, and it would be very difficult if you moved to Kiambu and Kikuyu because what are the provincial options that you have? But I was so adamant, and I said, you know what, I'm cut out to go to a national school, so I won't settle for less. He didn't, the way fathers believe in you, but they're not very sure, if you're going to sort of make it, but they push you along. So he agreed to it after a lot of convincing, and I eventually went to the school, but I went to Musagitao Primary School, that was in Kikuyu. And in class 6, class 7, I am flopping. I'm not as good as I used to be when I was in the day school. And so I'm starting to really think my dad was onto something. Maybe this was a bad idea. And then eventually in class 7, Peak Performance, they came in and we had a program, and we were seated in a hall, all of us class 7s, and we're listening, and we have these booklets in blue with so much emptiness, that you're going to go filling in as we discuss with the facilitators. And I'm telling you, that program really changed and it transformed my life in very many ways, and it's had a ripple effect across not just primary, going on to high school, campus, and even in the current workplace that I'm at. So what stood out really for me with regards to the program run by Peak Performance was, one, the facilitators. They were very, very friendly, and they were very knowledgeable of what they were teaching us. Sometimes you go into workshops, or you go into, when you're in schools, they're called motivational talks, and ideally people are reading off what they've written, but these people were so knowledgeable. They understood the content, they believed in it first, and then sort of we were able to believe in what they were selling. They'd give us these booklets, now they're called workbooks, and we'd fill in, what are the things that you're finding challenging. There were so many questions curated to sort of understand you as a person, to sort of see where you're at, what are you struggling with, what do you believe about yourself, to even be able to raise an awareness to yourself around your self-identity. Things as a child you've never taken a lot of time to do because the pressure is perform, get the best grades, but here you are thinking of your identity. So I found it to be very rich, very mind opening. I really loved the activities that came along with it. We'd put stickers on the backs of others and write maybe the things we really liked about them, what we believed they could achieve. Such an engaging and interactive 3-day session back then, and it really did make a difference. So after the program, I am a living testimony that it really did transform my mindset, and from shifting my mind to realizing my deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My deepest fear is that I could actually be anything that I want to be. That changed everything, and I started to really believe in myself so much, such that by the time I was entering class 8, I was index 1. I had turned over a new leaf. Those a revolutionary change in how I perceived myself, and that cascaded down to the work that I did. And this is not just a motivational talk, because they teach you how to put in the hard work. I started to really work extremely hard, to sort of achieve these goals, to prove to myself that I could actually become great. So I went on to go to the national school of my choice, as I had said to my dad, and he was very impressed. I went on to finish with a straight A. I went on to campus to get a first class honor. I'm doing amazing at my work, and it's really through the transformation of my mindset through this program 16 years ago. And so as I give this testimony, it's not even a coerced testimony, it's out of the kindness and happiness of the program, or rather the benefit from the program, that I'm just saying this is a worthwhile program. It's a program that will transform your life, your children's lives, and it will have a ripple and a cascading effect.